Welcome to Card Design Thursday and a special episode because we are doing a Make It in May project. So what that means is over at maymaymadeit.com and maymaymade on Facebook, they are holding a challenge this month for making something new, just making something in May. And so you make a project and you post it on the blog post under Making It in May at maymaymadeit.com on their blog there. And so, and then you can win a $100 gift certificate, which, I could have fun with that. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're making some cards that came from a canvas. So, hence the title, From Canvas to Card. And so what we're going to be doing today is making this little card right here. And I just think it's so stinking cute. If you remember on Thursday Night Live, if you're with me, I painted a canvas similar to this, but it looked more like this. And so I made this one. This one takes a little longer time because of all the painting involved and stuff in it. But I wanted to show you this one. I just love these cards. I think they came out so cute. But a lot of people have said to me, well, I can't paint and I can't freehand draw a tree and stuff. Well, this one is freehand and this one is not. Although it looks like it was painted, and it was painted. Let me show you how to make this card. So what you're going to need is a card base that is your A2 size card, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then you're going to need a mat, and this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So I am also using the stamp set by May, which is this one right here. It's called Sitting Tree, and it's really pretty stamp set. And that's what I used to create my tree with, and also the little tire swing. And the sentiment came from that as well. So I decided to do this on a white background this time, so that we can stamp a little sentiment up here. But I love this one. So let's get started. So the first thing you're going to do is stamp your tree. And now this is multimedia paper, which means that you can paint on it and stuff. And it does not stamp as well as like cardstock would, but it doesn't matter because you are going to paint over it. But this gives a good foundation for your tree, and you definitely can see an outline of a tree. So if you don't feel like you can paint a tree and you have a stamp of a tree, you can certainly use that to give you a starting point. Now, so I'm going to just find a place where I want to put it down. Maybe about right here. Once you sit it down, you can't move it. So I'm just going to press down on this and just hold it for a minute, and maybe some of that ink will transfer to the paper. And just sort of press down. Okay. Now, you can definitely see the imprint on there, although it has some white spaces in it, and that's perfectly okay. So what we're going to be using is I'm going to use some of this nutmeg paint mixed with just a little bit of lamp black, because I wanted to have a little bit richer color, and the nutmeg just wasn't rich enough for me. It was a little light. And that's what I did on this card. Just mixed a little bit with that. So I am using, I'm using a very fine tip. It's a 000 brush. It's a very fine tip brush. And I'm just putting the tip of my paintbrush into the paint here. And we're just going to start filling it in. And you can get some nice textures like this. Some shading. But I've had so much fun doing these cards and the canvas. It's been a long time since I painted, and it's been really fun getting back into it. And I just thought these would make the cutest cards, and I was right. So I'm just going to continue painting all the way, and I'll show you on the lines. If you just get just a little paint in your tip of your brush and dab it off just a little bit, when you get ready to do the lines up the top, you want to make it as thin as possible. And I use the side of the brush just so that it won't smear, and it gives you a nice crisp point. And so you just use the side of your brush to get these little pieces here. Okay. Okay, we're just about through painting here. And if you make a mistake and get it a little bit bigger or whatever, don't worry about it. I don't know what a perfect tree looks like, but I think this looks pretty good. Okay, we're going to let that dry for a few minutes, although it does dry pretty quick on this paper. And then we're going to be using our Q-tips to paint with on the blossoms. Now, I couldn't find any rubber bands, so I'm going to hold mine together. But quite honestly, on this one, I painted it with just one Q-tip. Because it's a smaller surface than my canvas was. This one I did paint with a few, just holding them together. So we're going to do that. So I'm going to mix a little bit of this high viscosity acrylic. This is Rose Azo. Just going to put a little of that down there. And then a little bit of the bright magenta. Just mixing these two colors together. And I'm almost out of this. And we're just going to take one of these and mix it together. See, one of them does pretty good. But I'm going to take 3. And I'm just going to hold them together like this and push them all down so they're all even. And kind of curl the ends around so they're all 3 together. And just kind of hold them at the bottom like this so that they're all together. And then I'm going to dab off on the paper because I don't want them to come out in big blobs. Okay. I think we're good to go. And don't be scared to try something new that you haven't done before. That's what being adventurous crafters do, right? We try things regardless. And there are no mistakes. Quite often they're just happy accidents. I've never painted with Q-tips before until the other day. I have to say, I rather enjoyed it. So you're just basically going around the shape of the tree. around the branches. And I do like on the white background that you can actually see the tree. On the black one, you really don't see that much of the tree. Okay, so I'm just going to put 2 of these down, and then I'm going to finish shaping it with just 1. And guys, there's no right or wrong way to do this. It's just whatever you feel. Okay, so now I'm going to take another one, and I'm going to use some, this is cherry blossom. How appropriate, right? And I'm just going to use a little bit in the lid. And I'm just going to highlight some of it where the sun hits it. And maybe go around the edges just a little bit to lighten it up. And then I'm going to go in with the pink and the rose. Make a little different color. And then I'm going to go back in just with the plain rose and just highlight it a little bit. Oopsie. And try not to get all over my table. Okay. And then I'm just going to go down toward the bottom here, and we're just going to put like some leaves falling on the bottom here. Okay. And then we're going to make a few leaves fall, and for that you want to use your dark colors. Right. And I missed a few spots over here. We need to go back in and fill it. Here we go. Okay. Now, am going to put the tire swing on. And for that, I'm going to use my VersaFine ink. Oops. So I'm going to come up here toward the thicker part of the tree. And stamp that. Now, you see all of it didn't stamp out, but not to worry, because we're going to fix it. I have a black liquid ink, super fine liquid ink pen. And it really does well for this kind of thing. And we're just going to finish it off. And I'm actually going to leave a little bit of white in there just for shading where the light may be hitting it. Like that. I think that looks good. And let me add a few more down here just to kind of make it even. Alright, so that is our card base right there. Now we want to put the sentiment on there, and I think I'm going to use maybe a different one this time. Maybe we'll be using Thinking About You. Well, we want to use a slender one up there, so we're going to say swinging by to say, and then on the inside, it'll say to say hi on it. So I'm just going to put that on my stamp block. Even it up a little bit. Okay. Okay, swinging by, and then on the inside it says to say hi. So that is the front of our card base. I just think this is so cute, and it's really not hard to do. But quite honestly, I like drawing my own tree because I don't have to worry about filling in those lines. But if you feel like you can't do that, then by all means, use a stamp. Who says you can't? There's no rules. The whole thing is just getting out and doing art. Of course, I'm going to use my favorite glue, my art glitter glue, to put it on my card base. Just making sure I get the corners really good. And making sure I have my envelope the right way, because, you know, we all do that once in a while. Okay, so I'm just going to eyeball this and put it down. So we just have about 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. There we go. And if you get a little bit of glue on the side, it's not a big deal because it dries clear. Okay, so there is our card. And, you know, I just think these are the cutest little things, and I'm going to put a white mat on the inside. But there's card number 1, card number 2, and card number 3. So I hope you enjoyed these cards, and I hope you'll give them a try. Like I said, it's not hard to do. Takes a little time painting. And I'll tell you, on this one, all I did was I painted the background, the lamp black. And then I just freehanded a tree on there. And then I did the same technique as I did here. And then on the top here, I used my little embossing tool thing. And this one has a really teeny tiny point on it. And I used those to make the stars and just a little bit of white paint. And I got this from MayMayMadeIt.com as well. As with my art glitter glue. The ink that I used for the tree stamping was Brutus Monroe Macchiato. This is really good ink too, because I'm going to tell you, I've had this ink block for a couple of years now. It was in one of the first kits I got from the Brutus Monroe Inspiration Box, and it's still juicy. I love it. The stamp set I used is just called Sitting Tree, and you can get this at MayMayMadeIt. This is her stamp. This was Stamp of the Month Club that I received last month or month before. I can't remember. Anyway, but you can find that in her shop. So give it a try, and thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to do something creative and go over to the blog post on MayMayMadeIt.com and enter her Making It May challenge. Thank you so much for joining me again, and make sure if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so by clicking the little subscribe button down there, and don't forget to tap the bell so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. I apologize, we're kind of stumbling through here, but as most of you know, because of my schedule during the day, I do most of my arting at night around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and it's probably about that time right now. All right, have a wonderful day, and I will see you all tonight at 7:15 for a Thursday Night Live. We will also be making some cards tonight. Tonight, I'll be highlighting the new May stamp that I got for the month, Stamp of the Month Club. It's the birthday cake. I have some birthday cards to create, and I'm so excited about this layering stamp set. All right, I will see you all tonight. Bye-bye.